When you were a child, you thought like a child, and you had to find answers to hard questions that maybe you never thought about again. Mountain is a 3D side-scrolling platform adventure game that seeks to present those hard questions to players again and let them reflect on how they interpret it and themselves now. The game lets players become a child again through the protagonist, an innocent kid that is trying to impress an absent father by climbing a mountain no one has climbed before. The reason for the father's absence is never directly expressed, which is one of the many design and narrative choices made so that the player can decide on their own interpretation of the story, based on his or her own experiences in real life, with the game world and its characters, and with its mechanics. Along the way up the mountain, players will encounter NPCs, who directly represent an experience of an adult concept which we have all had to cope with as a child. Concepts like having to take risks to achieve things, being separated from those we love, stereotypes, and death. The player can deal with these concepts by exploring the environments, which suggests some backstory of the NPC or a facet of the child's perspective. But of course, each area is interpretable, especially since the environment is surreal. Each object is layered with meaning and meant to circle back to the theme of the level. It pushes the bounds of one's imagination. Players bring back special collectible items to the NPC to react to the situation at hand, and each of these items represents an emotional response. When a man at the edge of a cliff tells the child he's going to jump, does the player give him a band-aid with the intention of caring and wanting to heal, or a pogo stick, not knowing what he means or just wanting to be sarcastic? When the level ends with this interaction, the player is given a real chance to reflect on how they reacted through a poetical journal entry the child writes to his or her father. Whether these letters really matter, however, is up to the player and his or her choices, as each reaction will help add up to a different ending. What kind of person did the child, and the player, really become by losing their innocence and climbing this mountain? How did the child and the player measure success? And in the end, what is the real lesson learned?